Hello sim captains and crew, welcome to Denver International Airport. Today we're going to fly the SSG 747-800, as you can see in the cargo variant, down to San Diego. We hope you enjoy the flight and welcome aboard. As we enter the flight deck, I went ahead and set up the FMC, as you can see over here. One of the issues that I've run into, and I tend to do that on this aircraft in the limited time I've flown it, is I have trouble entering the zero fuel weight. I don't know why that happens, but it doesn't like the formatting or some of the input data there, so I'm just going to go ahead and ignore that for the time being. We'll get things underway here. We have 265,700 pounds today on board, and I've loaded 75,800 pounds of fuel. We're currently slated for a takeoff on runway 25, so I'll go ahead and set the heading for that right now. Maybe. There we go. It should probably be shorter to go this way. So we'll get the heading bug set up to about 250. And our speed, I'm going to go ahead and bug at 210. Actually, this is saying, go back here, it's saying 144 on the V2, so we'll go ahead and bug that. We'll go plus 10. So go 154. Our flight directors are on, and the altitude, I will need to check that on the chart. Just consult the Navigraph chart here. For a runway 25 departure, according to the chart, it looks like we're going to climb or depart on heading 263. So I'll go ahead and adjust that at this time. Cross hurdle at or below 10,000. We have 10,000 set. Go ahead and arm our auto throttles. Go to the overhead panel and prepare this. We're running on battery and external power at this time. Let's go ahead and get the fuel pumps on. Start the APU. We'll wait for our APU to come up here on our ICAS. Okay, our APU is running, so we'll go back upstairs. We'll get the gen available. And we'll make sure our external power is disconnected at this time. That's here under options, so GPU disconnect. Alright, so we'll get rid of that. And we can see our external power is no longer available. Standby to auto. We're in nav on our IRSs. We'll go ahead and get our utilities on, and let's see, we need our APU gen. Okay, it is on. Go ahead and get our engine bleed, or our APU bleed on. Go ahead and turn on the engine bleeds as well. Then we'll jump back over here to the left side and we'll do a flow. Get the bus ties on. Generators as well. Hydraulics will leave off at this point. Back down the middle. That is all okay. Get our cross feeds on. Some of the click regions in this aircraft are a little tedious. They want you to, when you flip the guard up here, it has to be right in that spot there. Window heat will get on as well. Anti-ice not needed at this time. Wipers. Runway turnoffs taxi, that's okay. Nav, we'll go ahead and get that light on. Yaw damps on. Okay, so that looks okay for the time being. We'll clear the caution. You can see here if we zoom in and out on the range, we can actually get the airport diagram to pop up, which is a really neat feature with this SSG model. If we move out a little bit in plan mode, I'll walk you through our flight plan here today. And we'll step through here. This is all our departure procedure. We are on the, I believe it's the Baylor 4 today. And Teru is our transition. And we are slated for a runway 27 arrival in San Diego. So all of that looks okay. Go back to our progress page here and come out of plan mode, go to map, and we'll zoom back in to get that airport diagram. Pull up my chart here as well. We've got quite a taxi today to get over to 25 from where we're at. While I'm waiting for that to load, we'll go ahead and plan our pushback. We'll be using better pushback as usual. We're over at the FedEx ramp. Just to the right of us, as you can see, there is some UPS aircraft, and then I believe there's some regional cargo parked over here at Denver today.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
We'll go ahead and call him, get him heading over this way.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Be a bit of a taxi again, as I'd mentioned earlier. Looks like we're going to head out of the ramp here. We'll head up taxiway Mike, and then probably go through where the terminals are. They're at, I think that's maybe, it's hard to tell on my chart here, just to the south of Echo Charlie.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
And then probably go left on Golf and out to 25. Take a look here as he hooks up. And there the nose is coming off the ground.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Go back inside here, go ahead and cycle this.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Brake shows up there. And we will go to engine. Okay, we're cleared for pushback, so we'll go up on the overhead here. Get all of our, we don't need our packs on actually right now. And then we will start 3. Get the N2 rise there, about 25% or so. I'll introduce fuel. And I'm going to pull up an app on my phone here real quick and look at the ATIS right now. Too lazy to look it up actually, it's quicker for me to do this. Looks like currently winds are variable at 5 knots, visibility 10 miles, scattered clouds at 3,000, broken 10 and 22,000. Temperature 2.11, altimeter is 3009er, so we'll go ahead and set that at this time.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
And that is set. And now we will set parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And I'm going to log that block out time of 1904. And we'll go ahead and start 2. And you can disconnect. Actually, I think I forgot to turn on the beacon light. I will turn both on. I think normally you'd go to lower, but. All right, we'll get fuel in there at 25%.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
This aircraft has a few quirks that I've noticed in the limited flights that I've had with it. The zero fuel weight on the FMC is one of the things I've noticed. And then on takeoff, it tends to porpoise a lot. I'm not quite sure why that is, if it's trying to regulate the speed or what, but that tends to happen. And I don't have a toga key assigned, but toga on this aircraft does not seem to work too well. You would think you'd hit the thrust key. Another video I saw said that there's an ACT or an active key or something somewhere that's supposed to do it. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to go ahead and simply control it manually on the takeoff until we're able to start our climb out. Go ahead and start 4, and we'll do 1 as well. The APU and the 747 is powerful enough to have multiple engines start at the same time. And there's number 4 and number 1. Very nice model airplane on the exterior. They did a nice job with the shine. And of course the nose comes up as well. That's through the pad that's on the left side there of the captain's position. As we look around here, has a nice shark tooth or serrated nacelle covers that are also seen on the Dreamliner and the Max. One of the oddities, I suppose, here is you can sort of see the fan through the nacelle. A little bit of a quirk as I'm rolling there. Actually, why am I rolling? That's brilliant. Oh, perhaps it's because our hydraulics are off. Let's get those on. Get our packs on at this time. Get our APU off. Our APU gen off. And now the APU itself can go off as well. Okay, there we go. Engine EEC mode. Get those on. Okay, those are on. We have no yellows. It's looking good. We're getting ready to taxi, so we'll turn our taxi and our turn-off lights on. We'll hold on all the other lighting at this time. We'll do a flight controls check. Let me slide over here to one of these. There we go. Flight controls. So now we have it down at the bottom. Left and right and up and down. Rudder left, rudder right. Okay, flight controls checked. Now we'll go over and we're going to do a flaps 10 takeoff today. And then we'll watch on our ICAS here, upper ICAS. Once that's at 10, while we're here, we'll set auto brake RTO. And the standby altimeter here is ganged or tied to the PFD. You can see here we have 3009, 3009. So those are cross-checked. And with that, we'll go ahead and begin our taxi out here to runway 25. We'll get our weather radar on over here, and then we'll slide across to the FOs and we'll get the terrain radar on. And as we continue our taxi out here, we're scheduled for a block time of 2 hours and 26 minutes. That was based on a shorter taxi than I think we're going to have. I think I had about 15 minutes for taxi. Okay, so we're approaching runway 25 here. Plan on getting airborne quite quickly. So we'll go ahead. We've got our HSI moved out there. We're going to get our lights on. Those are on as well. And lower strobe, sorry, wing. And logo, sure, we'll turn it on. Might as well. Taxiing a little quick there at 25 on the ground. Got a SkyWest on live traffic overflying us right now. SkyWest 5918. Slow down a little bit here. And then looks like we are clear left and clear right. So we'll roll into position, and as I said, this will be a manual takeoff on the power because the auto throttles, for some reason, don't seem to work. I would have imagined they'd
approaching 25.
They'd have patched it or fixed it by now, but that's not the case, and it's just easier to do it manually. All right.
On runway 25.
So we are set up there. Stable. And let's head to San Diego. Go ahead and arm LNAV, VNAV. I should tell you what, I'm going to leave VNAV off for the time being. 80 knots checked.
V1. Rotate. V2.
And positive rate, we'll get the gear up. And this is what happens. All right, so I'm going to bug the speed 200. All right, flap 5 coming up. Bug 220. Flaps 1. Fuel low center, we'll deal with that here momentarily. We'll go ahead and get the LNAV to command with the center autopilot. Speed brake armed. Okay, well, you're not. Go ahead and get the flaps up there as well. We're in vertical speed mode, huh? All right, let's climb a little faster. We have mountains out here. See if we can hit 2,000. We'll get those center fuel pumps off. And that clears our ICAS message over there. See if we can get to VNAV. And we'll clean up our heading bug as well on the departure as we head towards Lohi. Climb rate is good. Speed bugged at 250. We come into the clouds here. Let's run this range out a little bit. Check our terrain over on the FO side. And we need to run his range out as well. His or her range. Go ahead and do that. Where are we at? Almost 10,000 feet. And we're at 10,000 now, leveling off. Climb thrust is set. Go ahead and get our lights off here as well. Beacon nav strobe, wing can come off, logo. Let's see, we are in visible moisture. Temperature is 18, so we're still warm there, that is fine. And as I mentioned, we're on the Baylor 4. Pulling up a second computer here with the chart. We'll overlay that for you so you can see it. Alright, well, I'm having troubles with that. So I'm going to go ahead and increase our cruise altitude here, and we'll hit this just to get her climbing. Go on up to, let's say, flight level 280 for the time being. All right, 280 check. We'll go ahead and reconfirm that. We have thrust ref, LNAV, VNAV speed. Those are all okay. Some terrain in front of us. Climbing 3,000 feet a minute, and now we've gone into our climb. Like Mitsui up ahead there. We want to be at or above flight level 160 and then to Baylor, so we'll be fine with that. FMC message, what do you have? Not sure what I'm looking for. I'm not seeing an FMC message, so go back to our progress page. Got some weather off to the south there. So we're coming between these two cloud layers. And I forgot to write down my departure time. What was that? Probably 3 minutes ago. So we'll call that 1927. Very lengthy taxi there, 23 minutes. We'll run out our range a little further here. That way we can keep an eye on top of climb as we break through. Looking for flight level 180, we'll go to standard. And that checks. And SimBrief's calling for flight level 400 today, so we'll be getting up really high. We'll continue to bring you with us as we come through top of climb here as well. Still not sure what that FMC message is there. That's odd. I guess I can blank the lower display here. Get rid of that FMC message. Well, unless you guys are seeing something I'm not. Clearly not seeing anything, so I'll just ignore that. While we're climbing, we'll take a look around. I don't know if you guys noticed on the pre-flight there as we were preparing the flight deck, these 4 fuel pumps are all ganked, so if you click anywhere in this region, it'll turn all 4 on. Anywhere on these, turns both on as well. Modeling and texturing is pretty good on this aircraft. It's very nice to look at. It's got a very clean appearance. Probably should have turned on my anti-ice there as we climb through those clouds. Yeah, total air is -1. That's all right, we're above it now. Didn't seem to pick up anything. If you look around the flight deck, over here we have the door buttons. You can open and close, show rain effects there. This is on the options tab. Clock, use that I guess. Fuel, we loaded 75.7 on board today manually, and then it shows our remaining. There's 1,000 to go to 280. We'll imagine we've been cleared up to our flight level. And that's 41. Sorry, flight level 400. Flight level 400 is confirmed. The computers sometimes struggle when we have some clouds. You do get the weather radar on here as well. And then as we saw on the FO side, slide across. There's our terrain. Radar controls are down here. There's your nav radios here. One of the peculiarities, I guess, of the 800, possibly the 400, I'm not familiar, I don't really recall, is in here you have your, here, as I say that I can't get it to work. Oh, here we go, rad nav. So here's your nav as well. So you can dial them up there. And then maybe I have actually now spoken correctly. I was going to say your radios are programmed through there, but you know, these are clearly communications frequencies. So your radios, if you look, all of these are comm radios, 118, 121, 119, etc. So anything below 117.9 is a VOR or an ILS frequency, which you can see here we have the 13.8 and the 15.4. So if you need to adjust those, that's in the rad nav tab. Click that, enter those in. We'll continue looking through the flight deck. Here, of course, you have your upper ICAS. We can see our N1s, EGTs, cabin altitude, your delta P, your pressure differentials, current weight, fuel on board, static air temperature, and your trim is 7.4 there. And then, of course, this is your trim as well. Your fuel temperature is 18, and then up at the top we have our total air temperature. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, I apologize. Anyone familiar with Boeings from the 737 on, especially the NGs, most of your mode control panel is the same. One of the exceptions is over on the far right. I believe this is very similar to the 777. Not sure if the 744 had it as well, but you have your buttons here to control what you want to see on the lower ICAS. So if I kind of move that into view, I can look at the electrical system, the fuel system, and those will indicate, actually, if we look, the center tanks, they're off, right? We shut those down because there wasn't fuel in them. And then you have your cross feed valves here, the circles, and those will close if you go tank to engine. And then you can see the mains are operational. So that's pretty cool. Our environmental control systems, so we see our valves here, our recirculators. Actually, are those modeled? Let's see, so outflow valves. Trim airs are not modeled, it doesn't look like. Looks like we can't adjust the temperatures. Okay, that's not modeled. So we'll move back over here and look through a few more of these. Go to flight controls, which we saw earlier. You have your spoilers here. We saw this in the pre-flight as I was taxiing out. And again, you get the stabilizer or the trim indication here that matches the upper ICAS. Hydraulic system you can look at as well. Quantity, temperature, pressure, and how it's being fed. Doors. This will show you if any are open. I believe it just shows a door if it's open. Landing gear, see pressure and temperatures. See all of our gear doors are closed. And info doesn't work. There's a checklist here, but I'm not sure. Click select there. Okay, there's descent. So if you click select on here, it'll check these, but I'm not sure how it rotates screens. So maybe once each is complete, it'll do it. All right, so here we are leveling off at flight level 400, and we're about, let's see, 1938. About 11 minutes-ish after departure. I was a little late jotting that down, so I apologize for that. Level at 400, and we're at Mach 0.83. And I'm going to refer back briefly to my sim brief to see what our cruise speed was today. Actually, looks like we were 0.79. Alright, so let's go CLB ref. Nope. See menu. Performance. Cruise. Right. Alright. Oh, there we go. VNAV. Okay. Let's go to VNAV and we're at 0.79. So let's see if we can get that adjusted here. Execute. And we see the throttle's retarding. So we come back to Mach 0.79. Optimal cruise altitude is 421, but SimBrief spit us out at 400. And actually, let me look here. Okay, these are ganged as well, the FMCs, so they're not completely independent. We have our progress page here, and then our VNAV. So those aren't independent. Some aircraft they are. The flight factors, for example, are, and I believe the Zebo is as well. Those are the two airframes that I have probably the most amount of time in. We're above terrain over here, so I'm going to slide back over to the FOs, and I'm going to turn off his terrain radar. We'll turn it back on as we get closer to descent. Slide back, and then we'll open up the range again a little bit more. So we have about 2 hours or so to go. We'll check in periodically and Hope to see you all around top of descent and on our approach into San Diego today. Welcome everyone. We are nearing our top of descent. Actually, I think we've slightly overshot it. On our arrival, we're looking to pass Momar at flight level 240. So we'll go ahead and set that. Oddly enough, that changed altitude immediately. If you'll recall, when we were climbing, I had to manually descend it. Flight level 240. And we are flying the Lucky One RNAV arrival into San Diego today for a localizer runway 27. I'll check the weather here as we descend in, see what's going on there in San Diego. Looks like winds are 230 at 7, visibility 10 miles, scattered 1400, overcast 2400. Altimeter 209.5. So a little bit hazy there. It says marginal VFR. So yeah, we can anticipate some low vis as we fly in today. But that's all right. We'll try, and I haven't flown an ILS approach, like an actual ILS approach in this aircraft in, well, if I have ever actually. It always tends to be VFR when I get where I'm going, but we'll continue the descent down here. Again, we're trying to capture Momar at flight level 240, and I was trying to actually load that in here, but when I go 240 and then click for this, there's a format error, whatever that means. So while the FMC is usable, it is not completely intuitive. It's somewhat lacking in that nature. Much like that zero fuel way we were trying to figure out earlier. But we'll continue the descent in here, and possibly as we near toward the approach, bring you guys back in. But for the time being, let's just take a look around. Over California. Actually, while we're descending down here, I'm going to go ahead and load up our ILS here to the FMC. We'll go to nav radios there. And then, it may already have it loaded, I'm not completely sure, as we're, you can see we're 26 miles off the Tonopah. Actually, I guess we're over Nevada, not California. So that's 110.9. Okay, it doesn't like that either. So we'll make sure we got our arrival route loaded here. Yeah, localizer 27. Actually, the RNAV might even be a better option. Let's do that. And we'll execute. We'll go back to our legs page, looking for discos here. So let's take a look at what we've got. I think the weather's getting out pretty intense outside there. Looks like my computer's struggling to keep up with what I'm trying to have it do. So we'll go to plan mode. Decrease our range. And then we will step Carroll, Sultan, Carroll. Is that right? Omar, Sultan, Carroll. I guess that Vida. We'll go ahead and move that up and execute that. Look through it one more time. It looks like a pretty good arrival in. So we'll call that good, and we'll continue our flight. I figured this might be a fun and interesting time to rejoin you guys here. I'm on descent in, and we were on the Lucky 1 RNAV arrival. They say were because my Navigraph / computer here is not cooperating too well with me, so I actually don't know what altitude I need to be at here as we cross desert or cannot connect to simulator. Okay, well, let's try this again. Descending down to flight level 190, which was a crossing altitude at something just past Momar. So I'm trying to recapture that. Our flight path vector here seems okay. If we look at these. My laptop over here just does not want to do anything. I apologize for that. Anyway, it could get exciting down here toward the end, but I'm going to keep checking back and see what we can see on the, see if we can recover, find out where I'm at here on the approach. All right, so I've decided to abandon everything. Looks like we need to be at VITA at 4,000, so I'm just going to go ahead and dump us to that. Let's see. Dump us straight down to 4,000 feet here. And then I will go, maybe I'll go to speed. Slow down a little bit here. Let's do 270. Get spoilers out a little bit. See if I can salvage this. I overflew the initial top of descent. I think I was trying to actually input that data in here that I was showing you guys, but we'll reduce speed further down to 250. That way we can drop straight to the 10,000. We have a slightly shorter runway here at San Diego. I could ever get my Navigraph to cooperate. I think it's somewhere around 8,000 or 9,000 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and go auto brakes 3 on this. We have our speed brake out. We have the altimeter I did not set. Go ahead and do that at this time, and I want to hold that out. Altimeter is 29905. That's cool. Somehow I managed to open Denver's taxi diagram, which is completely useless at this point. All right, where was I? Oh, 29905. 29905. We have auto brakes are set. Don't need any lights at this point. Temperature is 3. Might very quickly need some anti-ice here. We'll see. We have our nav approach loaded. And yeah, we'll continue to monitor the descent here. Speed brake still out, flaps up. And everything here looks functional. Take a look here at our fuel. So actually now we can turn off, we're balanced across all, so we can turn off our cross feeds and go tank to engine. So we will do that now. And then we'll take another look down there. You can see our cross feed valves are closed, and that's because the tanks have the same amount of fuel in each one, so we'll just feed them straight in. Retract the speed brake at this time as we near 10,000 feet, and it's not liking that. So actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back to the flight D10, and then we're going to go down to 4,000. Maybe the computer is struggling now with all the weather updating. All right, 4,000 feet. Brake extended, yes, we're well aware of that. And there we go, over 260 knots because it's doing its thing. So we gotta figure that out. Alright, idle thrust. Descend, please. Alright, come in high. Flat 1, 285. I'm going to go ahead and stick that out, add a little bit of drag here to help slow us down. We got Vita at 4,000, which I think we're going to be ridiculously high. Speed checks, let's get flaps 5 out there again, just to increase that drag a little bit more, help the speed from running away. Go over here to our FO position, and we can adjust the range on the terrain radar. Still creeping up ever so much there. See, speed 245, we can go flaps 10, so we'll go ahead and stick flaps 10 out. I didn't even know that I did a performance calculation here. To do that, we have 9,400 feet runway here. Dialed up to ILS, and then 30 degrees at 127. Okay, we are at 12 degrees. We have visible moisture. There are no start switches to continuous in this, I guess, because it's automated. Everything. So I guess I should have put that in auto. Probably should have done that back at the beginning. Okay. And we've missed our altitude again. Is okay. Bring speed back some more. And we're at 210. Let's go flaps 20. Speed 127, 137. All right, so you know what? Let's just run this to 137. And we can go all the way to flaps 30, so we will go ahead and do that. Flaps 20 out. Let's go gear down. 30. CG, and then Rebo's 2000. Oh, this is really, really annoying. I don't know why every time I hit altitude it goes into that. Okay. Speed brakes armed, it says. We have landing flaps selected, auto brake selected. Gear is down and locked. Look outside real quick. I think I totally forgot lights. Yes, I did. Okay, all the lights on, not bad, about 8,000 feet too late. Okay, Rebo's supposed to be 2,000, which we're crossing now. Probably totally not supposed to do this. We're going to go into vertical speed here. The nav looks pretty good there. I don't know how much I trust this though. Should be out of the clouds any moment here. Of course, those are famous last words before you fly into a mountain. All right, there we go. All right. And auto throttles, you're not responding. Extremely high.
1,000.
Gonna do my patented space
Too high.
shuttle landing here.
Too high.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go around here.
500.
Approaching. 27. Too high. Too high.
Okay, we'll go flaps up.
Landing gear.
Okay, gear up, flaps 20. Terrain over there. I don't think the Navy wants us over that way. And shame on me for not setting a missed approach altitude. Okay, there we go. Hey, we're flying out behind United 1900 there. Kind of cool. Again, that's in the live traffic. Okay. About 270, so we'll turn 360. Not gonna worry about that mist there. We'll come back and try and visual it. Speed's decreasing slightly there. Ease the back pressure. So I'll fly 360 just for a little bit here. Get us a little space between us and the airport. Let's take a look. Very cool. Somewhere down here is SeaWorld. Alright, I think that'll work. So we'll make our left turn to 090. Start rolling out. Yeah, pretty close there. Little off. Climbing a little bit. Probably should have bugged all this, have the automation help me out. That's what it's there for. Alright, 090, autopilot to command, and then let's go to 090, and what the hell
Sync
is
rate,
going
sync
on
rate,
here?
sync rate.
Pull up.
Sync rate, sync rate, sync rate.
Alright. I don't know if any of you guys saw what happened there, but if you did, maybe I'll catch you in the replay. If not, please let me know. So I turned the autopilot on and something went haywire. I might have had VNAV set, possibly. Not quite sure. I know it went nuts pretty quick there. You know, I did a flight yesterday from, well, I attempted to do one from Saudi Arabia to Hong Kong. It was in the Cargo Lux variant. I just happened to catch a real world flight that was on, and figured I would go ahead and do that. After about 2 hours, hour and a half, maybe refreshing myself and getting it off the ground, my computer locked up. Apparently I had it doing too much stuff. So that was quite annoying, and so then I, drifting a little bit there. So I reattempted it and had a similar issue. So by that time I just said, you know what, I'm done with this today. So I shut it down. It was actually late last night. So I said, yeah, I'm done with that. So start making our turn here, about 180. So that was pretty frustrating. You know, it'd been a while since I had flown this aircraft, so I was sort of refreshing myself at the same time, and to have that happen twice, it was about 3.5 hours, I think, all up between me doing some familiarization with myself and then getting everything set up. So it was just extremely irritating. So I guess to have the flight here kind of function, or have this type of approach going on is just kind of par for the course. So there is downtown. Okay, so we have gear up, flaps 10, 1900 feet. Didn't quite hit that course. All right, so let's roll her in here. Let's go flaps 20, gear down. Decreasing, altitude increasing. Man, good thing no one's in the back of this. It would be throwing up right now. Auto throttle disconnect. Yes, we're aware of that. All right, where the hell's the airport?
1,000.
Pardon me there. Okay, now we're too low, so we've gone from one extreme to the other. Go ahead and go flaps 30. Jeez. People over San Diego are getting a show today, that's for certain. That is for sure. All right, well, we do have our centerline indication there on the ILS. This runway 27 here at San Diego does not have a glide slope approach procedure. Got a little bit of power and some trim there, so our speed was decreasing. Speed's running away again. We'll add a little bit more power and bring our nose down a little more to gain speed.
$500.
It's going to be a quick change here when our pappies go from red to, they'll change to white pretty quickly, I feel. So we have to recover on the power to get the descent going. Not sure where we're going to park. We may just kind of taxi back, find a spot to shut it down.
Approaching 27.
There's our one white pappy.
500. 400.
And here at San Diego, obviously you can see the displaced threshold for obstacle clearance over the parking garage here. Now we have 2 and 2. That's looking pretty good. Bring our power back and trim, and see, we've gone to 3 whites now, so we're almost too high again.
200. 200.
Sync
rate, sync
throttles
rate,
back as well.
sync rate, sync rate. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
All right, and we are down. Get the reversers out. 80 knots, cancel that. And I think our auto brakes 3 was probably a bit too much. Maybe one of the shortest 747 landings ever. Well, everyone, welcome to San Diego. Thanks for flying with us today. That was pretty exciting. More than I had planned or wanted, to be honest with you, but it was successful. Didn't crash. I'm sure probably going to have wingtip clearance issues here as I've probably made the correct turn, but All right. So with that done, let's get our flaps up and our spoilers down. Okay, and our lights off. Taxi will leave on, beacon, nav, strobe can come off, wing off, and logo off. All right, let's see. How about, let's just park over here to the right, up ahead. I'm not sure what this is up here, but I see the taxiway going off to the right. I know we got general aviation over to the left. Actually, there's cargo. You know what we'll do? That's what we'll do. We'll go up here and we'll cross the runway. Right up here, we'll double back. Flight Director 1 and 2 off. All right. Yeah, this looks like as good a place as any, so we'll just cruise up here. Probably park past that DC-10 there. That's a tight fit. All right. Tell you what, we'll go all the way down to the end here and park on the left. And this scenery, if any of you are interested, this is not the default scenery. This is a wingtip clearance issue right there. This is the Mr. X6 San Diego scenery from the xplane.org forums. I'll put a link in the description below as well. Fly here periodically or frequently. Might be worth your time. Very nice scenery pack. Get this parked up here real quick and then we'll kind of do a flyover. That good. All right, go back inside. Parking brake is set. Probably should have done this before, but we'll get the APU on. Then I'll give you that give you all that little flyover look here and see what we've got in this. Hear the APU spooling up. Our radar, we can turn that off. Go ahead and turn off the FOs, terrain radar as well. Irradiating people down here. Tell you what, while we're waiting on that, actually probably need to do it semi-realistically, which that approach and circle to land was not. So tell you what, let's just go ahead. We'll shut down 1 and 4. APU is online. There we go. That's what I was waiting on. APU gen is on. APU bleed is on. get up here, we'll turn these bleeds off. And let's see. APU's on, yes, that's correct. Bleeds and gens, that's good, okay. So we have electrical power. We'll turn these off. And while we're doing our flyover, we'll just open up all the doors. Take a look at those when we come back. So yeah, as I said, this is the Mr. X6. He's got some ortho imagery put around here on the perimeter of the airport as you look. Now we would be looking to the east, but he's got the ortho scenery around here in the immediate airport, or the airport vicinity, sorry. Good thing we didn't go over here. I was looking to taxi right about this area, so. But yeah, as you continue around, and of course San Diego also has this. I think this is one of the Naval facilities, if I recall correctly. I'm not for certain, could be wrong. Actually, it's attached here, so maybe that is unlikely. I've only flown into this airport one time in real life, and it was for business, and didn't take in too many of the sites around, as I was kind of worried about getting my rental car and getting things done here. So as we look around, I got Naval Air Station Coronado and Coronado Island just off here. That's not textured, as you can see. It's really just right around the airport here. And of course, this would be the Midway Museum over here. That's what they've simulated there with, I think it's CVN 68. That might be the Nimitz. So yeah, anyway, very nice little scenery pack. Again, it's free. There's an obstacle course here, it looks like, as well. So got the tower. So if you're interested in upgrading a little bit of your scenery, go on over to the .org there, and I'll again put that in the description box below. Here we can see our 747. It is apparently empty, even though we had about 90%. So yeah, there we go, and got the L1 door there, the cargo door on this side. And our two cargo doors here as well, in the front and back. Or I guess technically three. And while we're here, I'll take one final look at our fuel remaining. And I once again did jot down our time, so I'll go with about 3 minutes ago. We'll call that 21:37, and we have a fuel on board of 42.1. We thank you for flying with us today on FBFT, where we flew the SSG 747-800 cargo variant from Denver out to San Diego. Hope you enjoyed flying with us, and we look forward to seeing you back on a future video.